The word sorry. Is it a superpower? So there I was, sitting across one of my favorite humans. She leans in and says, I'm so sorry. So I hadn't seen her in a while. And, with the busyness of life, kids, life, all of it gets in the way. So I don't see her as often as I like. But when we do, it's very predictable. Wine, food, the weight of life on our shoulders. And, we go through the drill. We dump, we purge, we share, we celebrate, we laugh. We laugh so much. It's the best. And this evening really was no different, except that it was. Evidently, there was a lesson I needed to learn. We were wrapping up our evening, empty glasses of wine, the bill was paid, and she hit me with it. I'm sorry, she said. I've been reflecting on the last year and I wanted to say that I've not been my best self. Now, as she continued to speak honestly from the heart, I was taken back. I was not expecting it, nor did I think she needed to necessarily say it. But it's not her apology that I want to share with you today, but what transpired in my head as she was apologizing. My first thought as she started to share her feelings with me was to interrupt her, cut her off, stop her, to tell her, hey, it's okay, girl, I gotcha. No worries. Don't worry about it. Dismiss her. My inkling was to honestly just rescue the moment, to let her off the hook. After all, there have been plenty of times, God knows, plenty of times that I have not been my best self, that I've needed her to forgive me. But truth is that I was maybe a little uncomfortable watching her be uncomfortable. So I wanted to let her off the hook. Then Simon popped in my head. Simon Sinek, crazy, out of all the people. Simon in my head in a repeat. Hold space, hold space, hold space. So I'm a huge fan of Simon's. And he gave a talk last year where my sister and I got to be part of, which was very cool. And he spoke on the importance of holding space. This was my aha moment. So there we were. He was talking on about pressing on the idea of this creating space to let people be as they are, as they show up. And that this sometimes requires that we get in the mud with them, even when it's sticky and yucky and uncomfortable, and to just simply be. Simon honed in on the loneliness epidemic in our society, which is absolutely true. And one of his observations is that we don't allow space for people to just be. That maybe, just maybe, people would feel less lonely if we allowed the space for those struggling to show up as they are. That generally speaking, we're too quick to jump in, to want to help, to direct, to tell, to solve, to save, to do for others. That's our instinct. When in fact, sometimes all that is needed, the space to be. And dang it, he's right. Here I was wanting so desperately to dismiss her apology, not in the way that it wasn't important, but in a way that I just wanted to let her off the hook. Let me solve this vulnerable moment for you and wave it off as a don't sweat it, girl. But I didn't, thanks to Simon, because he's right. He's so right. We need to get in the mud sometimes. So instead, I bit my tongue and I let her be. Be what she needed to be at that moment, vulnerable, raw, honest. And I held space for her words to flow and sink in. And guess what? She wasn't looking to be let off the hook. She actually wasn't even asking for forgiveness. She was simply wanting to express an apology. And it was meaningful and thoughtful. And once she was done, and only then did I respond with, thank you. I receive it. I hear you. And I accept your apology. It was really such a lovely moment, but it was also sort of a learning moment for me. How do you feel about this? Are you a rescuer too? Are you the first one to let him off the hook or to fix the problem? I mean, I know I am. I can't help it. Are you the first one to maybe should? You know, the shooters in your life, the ones that are always telling you, you should do that. Maybe you should try doing that. Should. I really work hard on this because this is something that I sometimes do and I don't love it. So I'm personally being very mindful of that. But I've got to say, I was so grateful for this moment because it reminded me and it delivered three important messages. First, it's okay to let others be vulnerable. It's okay not to rescue. It's not our job to rescue people. Second, I should always give people the opportunity to be better and do better. I don't need to hijack their moment like I was so close to doing with my friend. She was trying to elevate and grow, and here I'm trying to snatch it from her. No, dude, like give her the opportunity to do better. And number three, receiving an apology affords me the opportunity to extend empathy and grace and love, which is an amazing gift. There's one more actually, so I guess there's four. It inspired me to reflect. Like, when was the last time I said I was sorry? I mean, it's not always easy for me. I'm definitely a stubborn on the stubborn side, and I'm definitely a Latina and get a little heated. And I've been known to get a little spicy, a little spicy. So the truth is that when I don't say sorry very often. And I don't know if because I don't have to or I don't. But when I do, it always does make me feel better, especially when I let go of the need to be right. Oh my gosh, so often I double down on this need to be right for like my moral compass, some sort of personal conviction, my ethics, whatever. But at what expense? Usually at my expense. Now, in reflection, I can't help to wonder though if it's apologizing that I struggle with or forgiving people. I'm gonna have to think about that. Three words, I am sorry, that really, who knew that would snowball into so many lessons for me? Are you stuck on sorry? Tell me your biggest apology struggle. Feel free to comment below. And remember, the true apology involves holding space for other people's feelings. Are you able to forgive? And when was the last time you said I'm sorry? I guess the most important thing, are you able to hold space for people just to let them be and just that's it? Until next time, remember, Bade, be anything and do everything.